welcome to our new studio.
Right?
This is all brand new.
Look at this,
We don't
huh?
have a bunch of flyers behind us.
Yeah.
And resources.
No,
These are new digs, as they say.
it's bright.
Yes,
Hopefully no one can hear all the weird noises around us.
there are weird noises around us, but that is fine.
Yep.
Because when you're worried or scared, you call our next guest.
Yes.
What a segue.
That was great.
What a segue. Today on Totally Preventable, we are meeting with Newport's finest.
Yeah. Officer Ripke,
Mhm.
Community Policing Officer Ripke,
Mhm.
and Lieutenant April Amaral.
Yes, yes. My kids are very big fans of Officer Ricky and Lieutenant Amaral. I've seen her at many community events. Very great, very personable. I think this is going to be a real fun interview.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Highlights a lot of the community programs that they have. The camp, I know.
A lot of great things for kids.
Yeah.
Lots. Yeah.
This is going to be a good one. You want to strap in, listen up. Gonna have a good time.
Yes.
Without further ado. So we are here today with Lieutenant Amaral and Community Policing Officer Ripke.
Yes.
All right.
You
Hello,
got it.
how are you?
Good. How
Great.
are you?
Good. We are so excited to be here with you.
We are excited to be here too. This is we haven't done something like this, so this is nice.
This is different.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Wow.
That's
See?
exciting.
This is a first.
Everyone else seems to know how to do podcasts like way better than us when we have them on. They're like pros at it. And yeah. So this is nice.
Well, just working on Zoom right now. So
So to start off, can you tell us what brought you to law enforcement? How was your journey?
well, my journey, which has been a long journey since I've been on this job a little bit longer than my partner here. My journey started as a single mom. I needed to basically figure out how I was going to support my son. So I had originally started going to community CCRI, Community College of Rhode Island. I originally had gone to be a paralegal, but I had two different professors. One was a detective, one was a sergeant for different police departments. And I got very interested in what they were doing. And then back then they told you, you're a girl, like you're not gonna be able to do this. It's gonna be really, really hard. So then that was a challenge. So I started off at Barrington Police Department. I was hired there, went through the police academy. They were a great department. And then I came to Newport, quite honestly, it's more money. And I've been here for almost 25 years now.
Wow.
So it's been a journey.
Yeah.
Great.
So my father was a police sergeant in New York. So I wasn't really wanting to do the police job in that aspect, but I went to Roger Williams for criminal justice. Thinking more, FBI, forensic investigator, going that route. But once I got out of school, I realized I needed a job and I needed to pay my bills. I originally worked with the Newport Police Department as a traffic aide and did all the ticketing throughout the summer. I got involved in here with like records and the parking division. And I ended up getting hired by Tiverton Police about 10 years ago. Worked for Tiverton for a couple of years. They're a great department, and then came back to Newport. It's where I started. It was a little bit more money as well, a little bit more opportunity here, and since then I've loved it. Can't ask for a better job.
Great. That's awesome. So we do a lot of stuff with youth here, and we actually were in Newport last night for an event at the MLK Center, and we Rebecca was with me. We're kind of, emotional, especially when it comes to kids. And we happened to see a female police officer on a bike surrounded by a bunch of other kids, kids on bikes and kids on feet. And they were, I don't know what they were doing, but everyone looked like they were having a good time. We love that. What are your biggest challenges with youth in your community, do you think?
Like, hello.
I think one of our biggest challenges, it's something I've seen my entire career. One of the biggest challenges besides, the news is the parents. I worked in low income for very much most of my career at one time or another. And, you want to connect with the kids. And as soon as you go speak to one, it's like, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. And it's like, how are we going to have a connection with children if they're, parents who, they're obviously supposed to be listening to are telling them not to speak to us. So that's always been a challenge. And, one of the things that Officer Ripke had brought up was, I heard it yesterday, actually, is, oh, if you don't behave, this officer is going to arrest you. And it's like, it's conflicting with what people want. They want us to be more approachable, but at the same time, when we're out there, you're threatening your kids with us. So it can't be both ways. It's one or it's the other. So that's always a challenge.
Yeah. I think
Right.
that's the biggest point, is that I want to connect with the kids, and just the parent telling their child that we're going to, lock them up for being disobedient when they're at the dinner table at a restaurant is not how I would be able to connect with that child.
Right. So we're the bad guy, so it's hard to connect with children when you're been told that you're the bad guy, because you're supposed to be listening to your parents. They're authority figures also,
Yeah.
so it's a challenge sometimes.
Well, I know, speaking for my family, I have 3 young ones who've met Officer Ripke, and my oldest son, Carter, is probably your biggest fan. Didn't want to talk at the game. When we saw you at the game, we didn't want to talk. But right after the game, right after the goals game, there were a bunch of questions. It was like, if I had the chance again, this is what I'm going to ask her. So
Did you write him down?
Believe me, he'll remember every last question.
So, side note, I think we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but we are doing like a Newport Police, Newport Fire charity game where we're competing against each other. So it'd be great for you guys to come down. It's open to the public and families, and I'll talk with Carter, and he can ask all the questions he wants.
All right, I'll remember that. But, I brought up that story because I'd love to hear your methods of connecting with youth. I mean, because in that particular scenario, it was immediate. There was no guard up. It was a friendly interaction. And so how did you come about that? What are some of your methods for connecting with youth?
So I love kids. I love children. I was a babysitter when I was younger. And just being a police officer, I think my niche here was community policing, which is why I'm in this division. I think I'm very good at it, and I love connecting with the community, especially the youth. So I love to enjoy my time with the kids. That's why we have like summer camps that we go on. But we were asked to go to the Gulls game and drive a police car out on the field and just show some presence. But I spoke to Officer Peary at the time, and I said, why don't we go in and talk to the kids, give them some stickers, talk to the parents if they have any questions. We're there to talk about things. And I know that your son was there and he had a bunch of questions, and other kids, and we were giving out stickers and just breaking the ice, with those stickers. It's so small, but kids love stickers, and they'll come up to you and they want a sticker, and then you just get to talking with the kids and the families and give them high fives. And I think that's a major connection right there.
Yeah, we have the best job in the house. It's with everything that goes on in society, we get to deal with the kids, which the kids are still, they are a little naive, and they haven't been exposed to all of the world yet. So it's awesome. We're lucky. We have the best position here.
We do.
Yeah. Not other people may not think so, but we think so.
And that's why you're in your position and they're not. So
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
So it sounds like you're both in the best position. What's your favorite aspect of your job?
I love, and it's funny because the hardest 2 weeks of work is the most enjoyable. We do so many different events. We have so many different programs, but I love our summer camps. literally last year, it was kind of funny. I'm driving to work on a Monday, the week after camp. And in my mind, I'm like, oh man, I got to go to work. It's been a great week of vacation. And then I went, wait, I was working last week. I can't. I forgot it was like actual work. And I was, people are like, oh my God, it's so hard. Like, how can you guys do that? And I'm like, it is so much fun. We're doing educational stuff. We kind of slip that through the kids. They don't quite always understand that it's a little educational, but it's just like we have a good time. Like we talk with them, we play with them. One of the little boys, the last camp, was telling me, he opened up, his dad was having brain surgery the next day for cancer, which that was just, you don't want to make any sudden moves. So it was such a great conversation. I'm like, he's opening up, he's telling me something. This is great.
Or some of the kids have gone to other camps and been bullied and then come to ours and been like, you don't understand how friendly and connected everybody is here. And that's what the campers and with us. And he has been in our camp for the last 3 years because he loves coming back. And every year there is new kids. So he gets to meet new kids that aren't just from Thompson, but they go to Middletown or like the Pell School. So I think that is a positive thing too.
Yeah. Love it.
And then I'm very good at event planning. And I do a lot of our events.
She wasn't doing this, she'd be doing weddings.
Police
like-
weddings.
Like, all right, here's my idea. And she's like, got it. And she just whoosh, goes right off, because that's the part I hate doing.
But it's like you have to be personable to like speak to the community and your counterparts to get things to put on these big events, because you need everybody to come together for these events. That's what makes it successful for the community, and I love doing it. And I know that you've been a part of like the Aquidneck Night Out for us, that build big children's safety night, and that takes like 3 months of planning and donations from food vendors and soda vendors and everybody there, and giving out items and just having people donate their time and people dressed up in costume. And just to see, like this year we had over 150 children come to that event with their families, and to see the end result be so positive and so amazing, it makes me happy that we're doing this for the community, and I get nothing extra out of it. It's just satisfaction.
That is a great event. I was so sad I had to miss it this year. Last year we had a blast. It was so well attended. Kids were just having a great time. Parents were having a great time because the kids were busy and then they were fed. It was a win-win for everybody.
Right. It was. And it takes a community to run that event. So I'm always so thankful for the people that come out for that.
Awesome.
Now you're saying that you love the event planning. It takes like 3 months to get things done. What is the hardest part about putting this together? Whether it be Aquidneck Night Out or whether it be part of the summer camp. What's the hardest part that you find?
Yeah, like with our summer camps. So with our summer camp, the parents, there's no we don't charge for our camp. The parents do not pay for anything, which it's good and it's bad. It's great because it's great for the families. We have a lot of families who struggle. You can't work you're trying to rub 2 pennies together, trying to figure out what to do with your kids during the day. I get it. Been there, understand completely. Gives us a little bit of flexibility where we are able to kind of navigate around, bullying, and like there's a code of conduct. If you don't abide by it, you don't have to be here. We don't have to reimburse you. There's nothing attached where they have to stay. So that's been, that's great to have. But quite honestly, we only had one issue last year. We've had some really great kids. But having said that, everything is through the community, through donations. Everything is donated. The only thing that is not donated is our pay. Like the city pays us. But everything else we have to ask, and we're very fortunate. The community does support what we do. But saying that, it's a lot of other businesses are struggling too, and they're still willing to give us, product or money towards, activities. So that's always a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like I struggle with like the donations, and it's not like a struggle, but it's like, I got to ask this pizza place for some pizzas, or, I do ask the Prevention Coalition all the time. Like, funds for this, or I know that you donated ice cream for an ice cream social for them. So that was amazing. But again, like we have to ask all these partnerships, and funds is really, a struggle sometimes when it comes down to it.
You can always ask us.
I know, and we do appreciate it.
I don't
'cause
sign the checks, but you can always ask us.
without these donations, we couldn't make it possible. So we work off all of that. And even if it's a little bit here and there from different organizations, we can make it work.
Great. Can you tell us more about your summer camp and the other youth programs that you offer?
Yeah. So besides the summer camp, because I know Lieutenant Amaral will go into that, like other youth programs we have, we do a lot of family and youth programs together, but we have that Aquidneck safety night out for the children that's under 12, but also a family night. And that's a huge event. So kids can come and go to different entities, touch a truck, learn about different places, and they get a food ticket and a bike raffle. So that's like an incentive to come. We do fishing and archery for high school students after school. We
have
ice skating nights for youth.
Ooh.
Done movie nights for families and the youth. We've done a holiday train, either Halloween or Christmas train. Again, Portsmouth Train donates that to us, and we decorate it, and we get other donations, and we do a kind of holiday train. We also do, we have officers in the Pell School in Thompson and the high school. So we do trunk or treat at the Pell, along with.
We collaborated a lot with the schools also. So this year we worked with Pell. We did the trunk or treat, which is a blast. We're already planning for this year. We also did a big Easter egg hunt down in Mansonomi Park. So we're always trying to also, how can we engage all of Newport, not just one end of Newport? So that's always a challenge. So we're always seeing what we can do. We also run the Explorer program. The Explorers are youths who are
they're under the age of 21 and curious about the job of law enforcement, if they want to go into it, if they don't want to go into it. And that's a October to April kind of program. Every 2 weeks, they come here for 2 hours a day, and 2 hours every 2 weeks. And we teach them, BCI, we teach them domestic violence, we teach them DUI, and myself and another officer, 2 other officers run that class and ask for instructors to come in. They run, they learn basic self-defense, and basically a day-to-day thing of what a police officer would do, and if they're interested in this profession.
Right. Teach DARE at Thompson Middle School. We do the DARE program. I actually was able to instruct it this year. I blew off my certificate because I hadn't used it in a while because the other officer, she's out injured. So we took it. The DARE program is a great program because they have completely revamped it. It used to be just drugs and alcohol. And I mean, quite honestly, I was educated the first time teaching DARE. I'm like, what is this huffing? Like, I didn't even know what it was. But now it's about decision making. And the kids, by the end, I could give them any problem, or they had any problem, whether it was like, my dad ate all the macaroni and cheese. And that was one of the problems. And we went through the whole entire DARE model to get to what would be your best decision. And it was great. The kids had a great time. And then at the end of that, we do a big DARE field day. So we had 150 kids out behind the library, and the high school kids helped us with that. They came, we had, wiffle ball, dodgeball, soccer, basketball, free pizza, like the kids had a blast.
Yeah.
So we had the middle school and the high school, because we had high school kids helping us. So that was a way to integrate both the old and the newer. The newer kids are going to be going to, high school pretty soon. So it was great. That was a great. And then I know with the high school, she has her things going there.
So I'm the high school liaison. I have an office over there, so I'm there a couple hours in the morning, and if they need me, I'm available to them. But I attend their spirit weeks. I attend their prom. I did a mock DUI car crash with them this year. We have a youth-driven student group that we created this year with another teacher over there. And basically, I went to their summit as well, the youth-driven summit, and it's for high school students that want to learn about traffic safety, and they bring that information back to the high school. And basically, don't drink and drive or don't distracted drive. And they inform other students on why we shouldn't be doing that. So we have that group start at the high school, and I'm just a part of it with them. I really do enjoy the kids, the young adults over there. They are a good group of students.
So you're not a resource officer?
I wouldn't say a resource officer because I'm not there full time.
Okay.
None of us are, but we are their liaisons. We're there when they need us. We do spend some time with them in the morning. We do events with them, but we are not there full time.
Okay.
Because we have all these other things going on in the community that we also handle. I also handle noise complaints, neighbor concerns, issues downtown with bars, alcohol, adult issues downtown. So
Oh,
I'm
adult
about
issues?
Wow.
adult
No
issues.
fun.
Have all this going on top of school stuff and on top of our programs. We're good. We got it.
Wow. Now, with all the programs that you have going on and the summer programs, how does the community hear about it? Is it posted anywhere? Is this just through social media, word of mouth? How do you market all of these different programs?
Well, it's a little frustrating.
Mhm.
So how we have been doing it is through social media. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I had originally a thought that the newspapers would put this stuff out, like, hey, we're having this event, here. But I mean, you've been to some of the events, they're not present because I was told it's analytics. So that's not what the community wants. That's what I was told. So they won't, Newport this week will put it in their calendar, but they're usually not going to do any sort of anything on it, big advertising. So now it's just getting word of mouth, which honestly, our summer camps, both weeks filled up in less than 2 hours.
Wow.
Our holiday train, that was less than 45 minutes.
Yeah, the holiday train was 45 minutes and I had calls and emails and I was very overwhelmed by that quick. But we ended up using Eventbrite actually as a resource, realizing it's easier, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
We would Eventbrite is the way to go if we have to do something.
Right. So we're newspapers, and we'll do it our own way.
Mostly our social media pages, our Facebook page, and then I tell anybody, any moms or anybody that needs to know what's going on, please just keep an eye on our Facebook page. We're always posting events that we're doing for the community. Right.
Well, next time we have a Newport event, I'm going to reach out because our event last night had very poor attendance. So maybe you can help us.
Well, that's what we're here for. That's why
because I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear anything about it. And that's the one piece of community policing in this unit, because I was actually put here just before the pandemic. I got, transferred from, I used to be in charge of the overnights, which I loved. And they were like, hey, the chief and the captain were, hey, this is open. We'd really like to put you there. And I'm like, great. And then we walked right into the pandemic. Yay. But one of the things is a piece that I feel is missing is all the other community entities. Sometimes they'll have events, we'll hear about it the next day, like I am now. And it's man, I wish I'd heard about that sooner. We could help promote. We do a lot of work with Randy Butler because we work together. We'll promote whatever he has. We're going to help him out Sunday. That's not our event. It's his event, but we'll help promote it. So it's really difficult when you don't know what's going on. And I think that's the miscommunication I feel a lot of us have. So we can get that going. I feel our events would be even bigger everywhere, you know?
I completely understand what you're saying, because looking on your Facebook page, I saw Community Day. And now hearing you saying that, that's not even your event, but you're promoting it. Otherwise, I would have never even heard about it. But I thought it was your event. Wow, that is.
Yep. Yeah. So that's Butler Basketball hosting it, putting it on. They did a lot of work for that. It's a backpack giveaway, and then also they do dodgeball, basketball, cornhole. They're doing just things with the kids, and officers from all of the Quinnipiac Islands. So Portsmouth, Middletown, and us will be there and hanging out with the kids.
Yeah,
And
just
that's
in support.
what
That's
we're
it.
doing. Yeah, from
Yeah.
11 to 3. So
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
So earlier we mentioned the summer camp. And what is the protocol to get involved in the summer camp? I know you said it, was sold out in like 2 hours. Like,
Yeah.
was there
I
like
was
a criteria?
keeping track of the emails. It was not good for me. I'm not the event planner. She had to kind of organize my disaster.
it worked out fine. It worked out fine.
So what was the question?
How do people sign up?
Is there like a criteria to be
How do we do it?
be involved in it?
Fast email sender.
So we try to have, we keep it within a certain ages. We don't like to go over 12, which was actually this year, a couple of our kids who we have in summer camps like years prior actually came as junior counselors and earned community hours. So we wrote them an official letter. They worked a whole week, got 35 hours of community service, and which is great experience. And they did a great job. So we're trying to turn the camp into, okay, all right, not just the camp. Now we can have junior counselors. So it's like forever evolving. Like, what can we do different next year? Is kind of where we tend to work. How they sign up is I literally posted it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with a flyer. They were to email me, and then I would send them the packet. And I was like, first come, first serve. You get this packet, doesn't give you a spot, but it gives you the opportunity to get that packet back really quick. And what that is the parents' information, any allergies, like you would for any camp. And then I did have them sign this year because of the one incident we had last year, code of conduct. We expect, polite, respectful of other campers, respectful of the staff, just respect. I don't think it's not a hard thing to give out, and that's just how we did it. And then through COVID, obviously that was a little bit more of an obstacle, trying to think of only things outdoors. We had to do the mask, sanitizer, which we still do a lot of sanitizer. We have kids. Oof. But yeah, COVID was a lot trickier, but we'll just leave that behind us now.
So it's normally on our Facebook page. And then once the signups come, they have to email Lieutenant Amaral, and then she has to receive that application back. But we've got to find a different way to do that, because this year we did get a lot of applications.
Yeah.
And after that 2-hour mark, like, we kept having to say, sorry, it's full. Sorry, it's full. Sorry, it's full. So
we turned away a lot of kids.
we need to find a site that could do this for us as well.
Any chance of a third week?
If we had some, I think we have so much going on. I think 2 is enough.
And it's hard.
It's not possible. We just need donations, and to be honest, we need some staffing.
Yeah.
We are low on staffing, and that was an issue for us this summer. Not only did I work my full week, I got ordered on the weekends sometimes. So I think once the staffing gets back up in the police department, I think that it could be a possible thing.
Right. Yes, because the kids want to know if we could do it all summer.
That's a little crazy.
I don't think so.
That fun for them.
First of all, I don't know if the city will let us do it all summer.
But we usually cap it at 20 to like 22 kids, just because it's a lot on us. We do like 4 campers for 1 staff member. And most of the time, lunches are donated. If we were out and about, then they'd have to bring a lunch, but lunches are donated, snacks are donated, water's donated,
activities, everything.
So.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
So it was one of the obstacles was having to turn kids away, which was really like, oh, I hated doing that, but we only can have so many. But we turned away, I would say probably like 10 to 15 kids we probably had to turn away.
Yes.
That was like killing me inside. But there's only so many kids we can have to make it safe too. We have to do a safety. The city, they pay our salary. They will pay for some events, but you have to keep it. It's like every employer, they have a certain budget that they have. You have to keep things under a certain amount, or you have to go get, different pricing, and then you'll never get anything done, let's be honest. So everything is like, we're always just kind of towing the line of where we can pay with money. So it's all right. We got this. Yeah.
Definitely doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
We got this.
So totally unrelated to community policing, I heard you mention another female officer who I think I know. How many female officers does Newport have?
I think we have 9.
Wow.
Is that like,
9 between officers, lieutenant, sergeant, detective. There's
No.
not any more detectives.
that seems really high.
No, it's gonna be lower than that.
I'm trying to think of the lockers downstairs right now and how many. I think it's There's gotta be-
Regardless,
gotta be
that's-
8
it-
at
that's
least.
pretty amazing. Is it like, it seems
There's
like a
about-
real high ratio.
Tells 8 of us, I would say. 10%.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
That was great.
We're trying, we're getting there. It's been interesting during my career watching it evolve. I remember sitting in, our roll call at the beginning of a shift, and I was in charge, which I'm the first female lieutenant. I was the second female sergeant, who the other one has since retired. First detective female. It's really kind of like, we're in the 2020s here, so it's a little like, all right, that's not really a big accomplishment, I feel like, at this point. But it was kind of neat sitting in roll call, and there was like 3 females, and I'm like, you would never have seen this ever when I started. Never mind one. You might not see one. So it's been we're getting there.
Are there challenges? Are there more challenges when you're out on calls and stuff being a female? Do you get more slack than the male officers do?
I just think as a female officer, you have to constantly prove that you can do this job.
Yeah.
That's all.
Constant.
I just think that you have to constantly keep up with what you have to do. And that's not a bad thing because it keeps me on my toes. But I think, I have to constantly work a little bit harder.
Yeah. Mistakes are not okay. You always, you have to be 150%, like always.
Yep.
So it's okay. We like a good challenge,
Well, congratulations on being the first and all your credentials that you
Yeah.
just mentioned. I 2020s or not, I think that's a huge deal. So congrats on that. And kind of going back to our last question, how important to the department are community collaborations, like partner collaborations, to the
They're-
work that you do? How
very- So like any program that I run, I need the community involved. So coming up, we have a Newport Police versus Newport Fire Department game. Our partnership right there is Newport Fire Department. We're getting t-shirts made for those. I had to ask for donations with Newport Prevention Coalition donated something to get t-shirts. So we'll have the sponsors on the back. I had asked donations for hot dogs. So open to the public. Anybody that comes in will get a ticket for a free hot dog. And then Newport Restaurant Group gave me a gift card or a few gift cards to give away during that game as well. Newport Gulls is a huge community partner in that. They're helping us with the game and the umpires and the announcers. I've reached out to ROTC at the high school, the Naval Sea Cadets for an honor guard, and all these community partners have to work together in order to make this event successful. So it is very important. We work with you guys, Hope Recovery, for the Overdose Awareness Day coming up next week. So that's a huge partnership.
I think one of the biggest bonuses, I should say, is I think the advantage with everything that's been going on the last few years, it goes up and down with police work. We hate you, we love you. We hate you, we love you. It's always been like this. 9/11, they loved us. Last year they hate us again. It is what it is. But when you work with the community so much, they tend to ignore the noise. Because what happens in Chicago is not happening in Newport, Rhode Island. You can't compare the two, and I'm not going to start comparing. Like that would be like our teachers here at Newport. I'm going to compare these teachers to Providence teachers. You can't. It's completely separate. It's not the same. And doing all of our community events and working with the community, it starts to build the trust. Because even when, we all make mistakes and things happen, it's really, really awesome to me when I see actual Newport community support us, not the noise from the other side of the country. I'm talking about Newport, Rhode Island. That's really all I'm focused on. I'm not focused on whoever lives in, I don't know, Virginia or LA. I don't care. It's Newport. So I think all these events help with the trust, or not even just events, just the communication. We work together well. So any major issues, these things that could be totally preventable are because we have such a great community connection, which we're continuously building on.
I would say, Polly, you and I met because you reached out about a flamingo scavenger
Oh,
hunt.
that's right. Were you like,
So-
who is this crazy lady? What?
So I met you like 2 years ago, or maybe it was like a year and a half now at this point, but I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I helped you out. And then I think we had a future event and I reached out to you, like you'd be a good partner to have. And then since then you've gotten to know me, I've gotten to know you, I've gotten to know everyone else on the Zoom calls from Newport Prevention Coalition. And I've reached out to people when I need something, and it's a community event because again, it's for the community, it's for the kids, it's for the adults. Like that's our main goal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Awesome.
There's always
Anyway.
there's a bigger picture, and it's frustrating sometimes because not everybody sees our picture. And I've always believed ever since I started Barrington, because I taught there in Barrington, which they told me, you want to teach it, you got to figure out how to pay for it. Which I said, okay, cool. And I went and wrote a grant for the first time. I can only imagine what it looked like, but I did get money. And it's just, you have to just keep on going forward because there is a bigger picture to things. One of our newer officers said he wanted to be in law enforcement because of his DARE officer. I was like, yay, that's a bigger picture. So, if we work with the community and they can gain trust, and that's going to help us down the road. There's always a bigger picture involved, which is something I love. I don't know.
Greg has the questions over
No,
there.
So for those community partners that want to get involved, maybe after hearing this and hearing all the different programs and the need for donations and how they can get involved in the community as well, what's the best way for them to contact you about becoming a partner?
We are on the City of Newport's website. If you go into community policing, it has literally all of our emails. Our emails are always the best because, quite honestly, they always mess up our phone numbers.
Yours is probably the best to give right now.
Right. Yes. Mine's probably right now.
Yes.
They keep the phone numbers keep switching around. I don't know. But the emails are always the best, and we'll reach back even if we can't help, we'll try to get somebody else who can help.
The email is amaral@cityofnewport.com
And her personal phone number.
or bripke@cityofnewport.com.
That's one thing Newport's really good about. It's like @cityofnewport.com. It's your first initial and our last name always. And then at City of Newport.
Yeah. And all the donations will go to any of our programs. I also teach self-defense for women. It is a women-only program, and it's for usually 14 and older. I don't have the credentials to teach males, but it is women, and that's also a free program to women in our community. We try to do it twice a year for them, and that's something that we also do as a give back. We also have a huge patch program, so we do a lot of give backs too. Not only do we have these community events, but we do give backs to charities. So we have a patch program where officers wear a specialty patch every month. So we've had, for 4th of July, we had the American flag, and proceeds went to Operation Stand Down. We had a pink patch for October that goes to the Gloria Gemma Foundation and Pink Heels. We've had Special Olympics patch, so that goes to Special Olympics. Our St. Patrick's Day patch goes to Youth Driven, and all the proceeds from the patches go to the charity. we've raised over $3,300 just by the patch sales to give back to these charities over the last year. We're trying to continue the patch program. Hopefully we'll have some coming out in the future, but that's a huge give back. Our guys also grow beards from the month of November to April. So they have these huge beards or mustaches, and every month they have to pay a donation to keep those mustaches, because they're not in our uniform policy. And all that money, we raise over $10,000 every year to give back to charities.
I
And
think
all of
this
it
year
goes
it
to
was like
charities.
20,000. It was
very high this
amount.
year.
Yeah, it was great.
And again, some people from the public, donated to the charities. But those are just some things we do give back. The Newport Police and Newport Fire softball game, that's a charity game. Hopefully we'll get some canned donations from the public that attend. And we're doing a 50-50 raffle, and we're donating some money too. And hopefully we can give that back to the charity as well if we get that high enough, which we will.
Yes.
Who's
So
gonna
just-
win?
The police department.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think our guys are already practicing because they're that competitive. I think the NFB guys are like, whatever, we got this. But our guys are like, let's practice. What field are we going to? I'm hitting the batting cages.
And we have a very new police department, so we have a lot of young officers out there. So they're not too far removed from college.
Yep.
So
Losers have to wash the winter vehicles, or is
Ooh.
that
Oh, that's a
that's
good
a good
idea.
idea.
It's a good
if you win?
idea.
There's some big fire trucks if you lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of police cars that are in need of a washing. So yes,
Yeah.
or maybe a
Stakes are
vacuuming too.
raised.
Mm.
Whole detail.
Yeah. Or they
Now,
can-
it wouldn't be a prevention podcast without asking at least one prevention question. So what advice would you give to someone who witnessed underage sales of alcohol in a Newport bar, or any bar? It wouldn't be just a Newport. What advice?
So if they do witness that and they see that, this person doesn't look of age, that this bar is doing it, they can always contact the police department directly to ask for a liquor establishment check. I handle a lot of the downtown alcohol things now, and so does Officer Scott. But I can always, receive some tips or some emails. They can give me a call or email bripke@cityofnewport.com. We do liquor establishment checks on the weekends and on Thursday nights. We go into bars and make sure, that everyone looks of age, and then we check their underage book, and we check the capacity limit to make sure that everyone is doing what they should be doing, because that could be totally preventable. But basically besides that, we have prevention in that as well. So prior to seasons like St. Patrick's Day or the summer, I will host meetings with bars and ask them to attend a meeting, and we'll give them information about how to detect a fake ID, what they should be looking for if someone is underage, what kind of signs, any questions they have about safety issues, and we talk about that. And that's a little bit of the prevention work that we do so that this doesn't occur. And again, with Salve, obviously that's a campus, and we have some college students here underage. I do go there as well as other officers, and we speak to them at orientation and throughout the year about being on good behavior. They have a good neighbor program that they have to be on their best behavior possible, and we'll go there if we have complaints about parties or noise complaints and things like that, and we'll talk with them about prevention in regards to underage drinking.
And one of the things the bars do, a lot of the establishments, which they do actively do this, they take IDs that are fake, and what they do is they turn them into us, and we do a report on it to document it, to show you that the establishment is actively trying to cut down on underage drinking. So we have some bars that are very, very religious with it. They're constantly always giving us fake IDs. So, the bars are aware, we're aware, but if anybody sees something, that they can call anonymously. You can call, like, you don't have to give your name, just where you are and a description of the person that looks underage, and that's it. You don't have to give anything else. We'll go do a check, because that is an issue. We don't want to see anybody drinking and driving or making a poor decision that can end them in the hospital or arrested or whatever the case may be. We have a lot of people here in the summertime, and then Salve comes, and we have a lot of students here who like to,
We are partnering with Salve shortly too. And I'll try to share some of our resources with you. Some of them are just information on going out drinking, like recognizing that some students are 21 and some tips for safe drinking. You know, you don't need to play drinking games. Make sure you have a ride home, stay with your group. Don't go out by yourself.
If you have information in pamphlets, that might be great for me to go out with a good neighbor program and give to them when I do check up on houses. So if you would like to get me any information, I'll take what I can get.
Okay.
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Yes, because Brady is going to be having a conversation with the freshmen on the 3rd of September through their orientation. Salve is they understand that we have a lot of kids in a very small area.
And they're very good about it too.
They're very, very
understanding,
good.
so.
I mean, there's over 700 students who live off campus. I don't know if people realize that.
Wow.
So Salve is very aware, and they very much are active in trying to do the best they can also. So she'll be speaking on September 3rd. So it'd be a great opportunity to give more pamphlets, give some to Salve. It'd be great.
I'll be there on the 3rd, actually.
Oh.
So.
Oh, awesome. Even
Yeah.
better.
Here we go. I'll see you again.
Wow, this has been great.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is amazing. Thank you.
We've been very excited. We've been very excited about this.
We have been excited as well. So
I know. We had to do a podcast. How great is this? We were so excited about it.
Sometimes our guests have a very serious subject, and I won't speak for Greg, but I tend to be more silly. So it's hard to really loosen up and have a fun conversation. So this has been great. So.
Well, I mean, we're people, and this is how, again, like community partnership. I mean, you have to be open and approachable to have those community partnerships. And I think, like, Polly and Greg, I am with you. So that's just how we have to work. And, you can't be all closed and stiff. You gotta be open and have a good time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly. It's okay to smile.
I know. I smile too much, but whatever.
No such thing.
So I will put you all on warning, Brittany, you already know, but April, when I come with the kids to the party, you may become a new favorite of the family as well. So
That's
All
right.
right. Yeah, come on down to that game, September 22nd. It'll be a good time. Free to the public. We ask for a can donation, and again, we'll feed you and do that whole gamut.
Yeah, I love the flyer. It's like free hot dogs. I'm like, all right.
Well, thank you both very much for your time and really, really educating us on all the great work that you're doing.
No,
So I
thank
do
you.
tell everybody, we do put a lot of our events on Eventbrite, but we also mostly put them on our Newport Police Facebook. We have a great following. It just keeps getting bigger. So that's always a place where you can look for any information.
All right.
Awesome. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank
All
you
right.
both.
We'll see you soon.
Always.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.